Welcome to the G.N.A. podcast, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol, where Damok just stares at me funny because he didn't realize that I couldn't hear his claps.
But I fixed it last podcast, and I haven't changed any of the fucking... I uninstalled Discord entirely and had to reinstall it.
Oh, there it was. There it was.
Yeah, I uninstalled it. We haven't podcasted in 2 fucking weeks, so I was just I didn't do any changes.
You know what I heard? All I heard was user error.
We would like to refer to that as an ID 10T error. The problem exists between keyboard and chair. Well, you heard him. I got Damok and I got Dee from Microbrew Gamerz. Damok, how are you feeling today, man?
Oh, man, I am tired, but I'm alive. How about you?
Dude, I came off vacation. I just came from a frigging blitzkrieg of a week. Everything from, oh, hey, you remember that thing that you stood up like just before you left that was only supposed to be test? Well, yeah, we're going to turn that into prod. To, hey, you remember that whole phone system that you stood up just before you left? Yeah, that thing's working awesome. Good job. Oh man, it's been a crazy week. Crazy week. Been some fun stuff going on. But yeah, so that's a great story for a quick time there. So literally it came off to, I set this server up the week before I left of just, hey, we just need this. We're going to do some light testing just to kind of give them some metric numbers, blah, 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 blah. I came back to this week. Yeah, the testing went well. All of a sudden, guess what? Everything blew up and now we have to go over to that server. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a big old coincidence, is it?
Waited for you.
So basically I get back to, all right, well, yeah. And the best part was I love it. Hey, this isn't a rush. Don't worry. We got to like next week before we need this other server up and running. And I'm going, no, it is a rush because that server that I stood up was meant to be a test server, not a production server. And you're using it for production. This thing is an attack vector, like waiting to happen. That's all it is. It's had nothing on it, no security whatsoever. So thankfully I rectified that. How about you, Dee? How's your week, man? How have you been, man? We haven't talked in a while.
It's been kind of a crapshoot all week. Yeah, so you know how it goes. Just crapshoot of a week. Yeah.
Well, that door opened up behind you. I don't know if there's going to be like a naked person flying out of it or what.
I don't know. All I hear is wind.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I should take my pants off or like what. Like
I don't know. It just cracked open. All I hear is wind.
What?
So who's talking?
You guys were talking, and I was just like, okay, the kiddo asked for the Warhammer paint, so I started bringing it off my desk, and I look back, and Cecil's talking, but I'm not hearing nothing like, oh fuck. So, I'm back now. I can hear you guys. I have no idea what was said for the last couple minutes.
Well, we literally just spent the last couple of minutes talking smack about you. Like, literally.
I'm okay with that.
Tell Firebox I like that dress. He's not going to tell her. He's totally not going to tell her.
No, dude. He can't even hear you.
No, he can see my nipples, though.
I'm going to go bang my head against the wall.
Oh, go for the gold, man.
Just shoot
I've
me.
been doing that all week.
This week's been a shit show.
Yeah, dude, but you know what? It's the weekend, and it's time to drink. For everybody but me!
Not surprised. I don't even know why you include alcohol in this podcast anymore, dude. Just it's games, nerds, and disappointment.
Okay, dude. This is what I had next. This is what I had next to the computer, ready to tie one on tonight because I've had a hell of a week and I've been ready to tie one on. So went to the doctors. You remember that whole hip thing that I went to the doctors for?
Yeah, because you got horribly drunk and fucking dislocated like 30 times in one night?
Shh. We're just referring to it as the hip thing. Well, anyways, the hip thing turns out that, there's a bone spur in there. And those are not pleasant. Those are really, really unpleasant. So, Doc said, hey, your wrist is looking pretty good. We're good there, but we got to do something about that hip. So we're going to give you these drugs. And these drugs, well, you can drink on them. It's just they might cause some GI bleeding, some ulcers, and possibly death if you do.
Oh, I have pills like that.
Yeah. So
I drink anyways. I'm still here, so.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to try to be good.
Yeah, but
Told me not to.
Damok, you're like a fucking tardigrade. We could send you to space and you'll survive the goddamn trip on the outside.
I'll be fucking miserable too. I'll be like, you motherfuckers did this on goddamn purpose, and I got here, there's no internet connection, can't even look at my fucking porn. This is terrible.
It'd be about as much of a point as just like strapping a pickle on the outside of the ship and bringing it back, except, yep, it's still a pickle. But it's complaining about its internet service. Fuck.
I literally just have that vision in my head of Damok floating around space going, fuck, I don't even have friggin' internet connection out here. They said the satellites were going to work. I'm not getting any reception with my phone.
Elon Musk, you bitch, where are those internet satellites?
Yeah, there he is, just like doing the frog stroke towards that Tesla Roadster that's sitting on the top of that rocket. He's just like, I'm gonna make it, not realizing that he's pushing against absolutely nothing.
I can pretend, okay? I never said I was that intelligent.
Oh man. Well, let's go into let me at least live vicariously through you two. What is everybody drinking? It's a part of the podcast where I know everybody loves, and I have failed everybody miserably, and I take that onus and I take it on. But you know what? If Blue was here, at least then, like, I don't know, he could rag on me too, but Blue's not here. Because Blue's never here. Blue doesn't love me anymore. Just doesn't.
You forgot that reach around.
D, what are you drinking, man?
I'm drinking cider. Pear cider.
Hard.
I had it last time too. It was actually the Down East iPearl, or that's just a line. Pear. It's unfiltered craft cider, and it's actually fucking delicious.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I had it last time too. I had a mix of stuff last time, but I had some more of these in the fridge. And I had some another thing of hard cider I was going to try, but I cracked one open the other night and realized the whole batch had skunked. Oh. It was awful. I was like, and then I smelled it. I started like heave. I just like poured them out. I was like, oh, that one, something must have happened to it. It must have like, popped the seal or something like that. I was like, oh God, these aren't right. So it was awful. I was like, is it just me? I had the wife taste them and she's like, oh God, what the fuck? Because, I mean, we've had them before, and they were fucking amazing, so I knew there was something seriously. It didn't taste right, didn't smell right. Yeah, so I'm now polishing up the rest of my pear ones, which are freaking phenomenal.
Super disappointing, dude. Like, that is so depressing.
Yeah, it's just, I liked it. I had it, bought some of my own, and just got home. A few days later, cracked one open. Sadness. Whole thing with, popped several of them. The whole thing was bad.
So what's the ABV on those guys? Not that high, is it?
It was 4.5. Let me take a look on the can. 5.3. 5.3.
Oh, 5.3. That's decent for a cider. That's better than your buds.
Yeah, this is just a nice... Since it's so hot as balls that it's like... God, it's muggier. It's more swampier than my ball sack in a sauna. I tell you what. It's fucking feeling like the South down up in here, man. Like Louisiana up in here. But, so I'm telling you something light and refreshing for summer. These craft ciders are just awesome.
Yeah, man. I am down with that. Cause, nice something. Dude, it has been so friggin' hot down here. It hit like, it was like 90 something today. But actually it's funny. Lex's car said it was over 100, like 105. But they said it was
97 here.
Yeah, they were saying like it was 97 or 98, but with the humidity, it felt like it was over 100. Ugh.
No, the humidity's been unreal up here. I've been having so many, breathing issues because it's like, my God. I feel like I'm under the sea.
The humidity I thought was good for breathing.
No, it's the opposite. For if you have asthma and issues like that, you want the drier air.
Huh.
So if it's too humid, no, it actually screws up asthma really bad. So high humidity is actually extremely dangerous for asthmatics.
Yeah, it's been... So I live a couple hours north of Cecil, and it's been 98 to 99 here with the heat index being 111. and was like, holy shit. I normally make the girls go outside and, spend a couple hours outside doing stuff. They went outside for 30 minutes. They came back inside and were like, please, can we come in? I was like, what the fuck? I stepped outside. I was like, no, just come on inside. Fuck all that. And then I looked it up. We're under heat advisory for like the next 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, fuck.
We're also on the East Coast. We're actually under a air quality advisory, too.
Yeah, because
the smoke and the
California is burned to the ground.
As usual. Yep, so it's all floating here now.
Because California is burned to the ground. Yeah, like usual.
I don't mean to sound so bad about it, but it's not like it's the new thing. It's like, how long has California been on fire?
It's really bad.
How long has it existed?
Well, They always have forest fires, but this is... It's really bad in California right now.
Yeah, I joke. It's a lot worse. In fact, even like they got it almost up to 122 by Vancouver in Canada. And what's weird is like, I think it's about like 86 degrees of what the crustaceans can withstand in the shallows there. Along the beaches, you had it was up to like 122. You had just beaches full of crustaceans that were cooked alive. It was in the news. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's Canada. It's supposed to be cold. God damn it.
Say that saves the middleman. You don't have to go to the store to get it. You just walk in and grab some.
I know. Like it's like when you watch the when you watch Alice in Wonderland, the Disney version, the walrus is sitting there slurping them up, man.
Right. Well, what about you, Damok? What are you drinking, man?
Well, due to this heat wave, I'm drinking water. Just it's called ranch water. So yeah, it's water that takes the edge off, right? Pretty much it is 3 ounces of tequila, a half a fresh squeezed lime, and then Topo Chico mineral water. It's literally tequila and water, and it's fucking amazing. If you like the seltzer drinks, but not like truly where it's got that weird flavoring, but like if you like seltzer water and like adding fresh squeezed lime to it, you can't taste any of the tequila because the mineral water and lime overpowers all the taste. It just tastes like fucking seltzer water with fresh squeezed lime. It's refreshing as fuck. And I saw it randomly on some TikTok video and I was like, what? So then I looked it up and apparently Texas is blowing up with ranch water. So, of course, being a massive tequila fan that I am, I had to try it and I went, oh, this is nice. And it's mostly water. So I'm pretending that water that I'm drinking is compensating for that 3 ounces of tequila. I just have to stop myself from taking individual shots.
I wish I could drink that. I honestly can't have tequila.
Why not? Allergic?
I have a reaction to it. It's not like an allergy, but I literally, like, say for instance, I can drink an entire bottle of rum and be all right. I take a shot of tequila and I start having trouble breathing, which is the same issue my wife has, ironically, with rum. But I can drink an entire bottle of rum and be like, what? So if for some reason it affects my breathing like horribly. So I never drink tequila, unfortunately.
See, I'm actually just allergic to all alcohol. It kind of makes me itchy throat,
vodka.
trouble breathing. But I still drink it all because I'm like, if I'm going to go, I'm at least going to go with a smile on my face.
Well, at least I got my rum. The sad part with the tequilas, it shuts my breathing right down fast.
That's scary.
It's not like
Cecil was allergic to specifically vodka, or just vodka the worst one for you.
No, it seems vodka is the worst one. Like if I start drinking vodka, like within the first shot, like what Dee just described, I have itchy throat, trouble breathing, stuff like that. Like,
so you sure you're just not allergic to potatoes?
No, because I eat potato chips, French fries, rustic potatoes. I just had potatoes with dinner. Not having any issues there. But fun part.
There's a specific tomato. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Look, I've only had that much of the goddamn drink. It's the potato, right? They have a specific one that they make for vodka. They don't use the ones that you eat.
Yeah, but did you know that a majority of the vodka that you get over here, like Absolutes, Grey Gooses, all that stuff, aren't made from potatoes?
Yeah, I don't drink any of those. I only drink that shit that comes with the Russian label. It's like Russian standard that's all imported. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the one where you can't actually enunciate anything on there.
Yeah, no, I have no fucking idea. It has one phrase in English, Surgeon General warning. That's about it, because they have to.
And that's just because they stuck that out at the port. They just stuck the sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally it literally says in Russian, made from antifreeze, put in vehicle, do not consume. And we're sitting there just chugging the stuff down left and right.
See, the only thing that happens to me on vodka is I do stupid shit, but that's all right.
Yeah, I get a little fighty on vodka, so I try and avoid it.
Not fighty, man. I just do stupid shit.
No, I get fighty on vodka if it's like cheap vodka. Good vodka, if I can sip on it slowly and enjoy myself, like I did at Vintage's dad's house.
That was so good.
Oh yeah, that I forgot the name of it. I have pictures, so yeah, I need to go to an ABC store and order it.
I'm actually a happy
check
drunk.
Check that website I sent you.
Yeah, actually, I got paid today, so I need to go through and buy a shit ton of alcohol and see if they'll ship it to me.
Yeah, I would say they shipped it to me. You just got to make sure somebody's there. And since you telework, it's problem solved.
Yeah. Like, I'm a happy drunk. Like, there is not a single alcohol that makes me fighty or angry or anything else. I'm actually pretty happy drunk. Which is kind of funny. A buddy of mine in the military, when I was over in Germany, didn't believe it. I was like, no, you can't get me. If I'm sober, yeah, I'll lose my temper. If I'm drunk, you ain't going to really get me in a fight. I'm going to be useless. I'm a happy drunk. He's like, okay. So I waited till I was drunk, and he knocked me off my fucking bar stool. I was like, dude, my drink. He's like, oh, he wasn't joking, so he put me back up on the bar stool, got me another beer. Because he saw me get mean before, like, you know, when I was still sober, you know, somebody doing something stupid, and saw me lose my temper. But he's like, I don't believe so. So he picked when I got really drunk, fucking just hauled off and knocked me clear off my fucking bar stool. Then I whined about my beer, so he stuck me back on the bar stool and handed me another beer, and I was happy again. He's like, hey, dipshit wasn't even lying.
He replaced your beer. You're good to go.
Hey, nothing to be mad about. You replaced the beer.
Not
for nothing. I didn't lose that much beer because it was mostly gone in the other one anyways, and I have free beer. Fuck it.
Hey, damn right, man. I love it when you're drinking and your buddies are refilling your beer every time you take a piss, and you're just like, damn, man, I really am a lightweight. I've had like 3 fucking beers and I'm fucking hammered. And you don't even understand. Yeah. You're like 19 beers deep, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Dude, we did that.
I love it when a plan comes together.
We did that to Zyber at Dee's wedding.
At my bachelor party.
Yeah, sorry, at your bachelor party.
I think people almost died of alcohol poisoning.
I'm surprised somebody didn't. We consumed a lot of alcohol that night. Actually, not only did we consume, but the waitress consumed a lot of alcohol that night too.
I'm surprised we actually made it to my wedding, any of us.
Oh no. I was gonna figure out a way to get you to your wedding because there was no possible way that you were not showing up, and I was dealing with Firebox after that. Like, I would have literally had to move out of the country. And even then, I would have been still fearful for my life. It literally would have been her on the other end of the phone going, I have a specific set of skills. I know how to find you, and I will. Yeah,
you know that God has that once he drinks a beer, he pisses 3 beers out, right? So, yeah, we did that to him a lot in the Army. Like, always refilling his shit bastard. Because he peed so much, dude. He never understood how much he had left. And then you get him to take a shot or 2, and it was fucking great. So, what is the big disappointment that Cecil has for us? He's drinking a strawberry fucking... Is that a slushie from 7-Eleven? Dude, that's like 9,000 calories. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I wish I had dude, like, seriously, I would go for a slushie from 7-Eleven right now. I am drinking a Sprite Zero Sugar.
You know how sad it is that I almost went, what the that's a Sprite? I almost actually busted that out. It took me longer than I should admit that I was like, that's a Sprite.
I was going to say, it's literally 0 calories, and it's salty, potassium-ridden water. That's all it is.
So, like, okay... So we have Sprite, but I don't drink any of the soft drinks. There's fucking Mountain Dew and oh my god, dude, the Mountain Dew cream soda is back, and I just want to crack into one of those so fucking bad because they're so goddamn good. But I'm not. How is Sprite Zero? I've had Coke Zero, obviously don't like it. I've had Pepsi, whatever the fuck they have. It's disgusting. How's the Sprite Zero? Dr. Pepper without sugar, just fuck, dude. Put the gun in my mouth, I'll pull the trigger.
Yeah. It's pretty much salty potassium water.
God damn it. I was really hoping for something nice.
But to say, nope. Damok, you know how much disappointment's in that can? Take yourself a nice fresh screwdriver. Take out the vodka and the orange juice. You're left with air. That's how much disappointment is in that can.
No, dude, like the Diet Dr. Pepper was probably the worst drink that I've ever had in my life, because you know what Dr. Pepper tastes like. Okay, they're making a diet version. It's going to be scaled back a little. No, it's fucking disgusting. It's like RC Cola. Ugh.
The Dr. Pepper I like, the Dr. Pepper I like has no Dr. Pepper. I like me some flaming Dr. Peppers. Fucker tastes just like Dr. Pepper, but goddamn, I used to make those when I was in the army. We used to do those all the fucking time. I was like, because I didn't believe me. Like, there's gotta be. So I watched them. We actually made it, and taught me how, made it, popped that in, and I was like, fuck, this is like fucking witchcraft.
Dude, I remember when you came back from. No, it wasn't basic. It was when you came back from something.
Probably AIT, the advanced training.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because we went down to Albany. It was you, Zyber, and I. We went down to Albany to try to find a club down there. There was like 4 people in the club, and we're like, all right, let's bail out of here. And then I can't remember where we ended up, but you're like, yeah, have you ever had a flaming Dr. Pepper? I'm like, no clue what that is. He's like, I was like, I don't even like Dr. Pepper. He's like, you're gonna try this. I don't remember what they tasted like, because I probably blocked out most of that night afterwards.
They taste like Dr. Pepper, just warmer.
Dude, do you remember the purple peaches? D, I'm looking at you. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
He's staring off into space like, no, I'm not going to fucking answer that question.
No, I just launched him into PTSD zone. He's having like trauma memories of that. Did you see that? He just spaced right up like, holy crap. Oh,
right, because I know you weren't talking
I can't
to
live
me.
There again.
You were looking at him.
Remember the meme with the chihuahuas there in the army fatigues and like the helicopters and the bombs? And that's kind of what happened to me. I just kind of zoned out there for a sec.
Yeah. I told you, man. I just triggered him right there. Boom. Just said the word purple peach, and all of a sudden he's just like, no, I'm not going back, man. I'm not going back. I can't turn it off, man.
That's that 1,000-yard stare, man. He was like, he didn't respond to you. He's kind of nodded his head like, uh-huh.
God, we used to make those up at the house in Salem. We'd usually drink 3 or 4 of those, and then we put lighter fluid inside that 5-gallon jug of water container and make a jet flame come out of the back end of it.
How your parents' house never burnt to the ground, I don't fucking know.
It's still standing. And actually, you know what? It's not in really great shape. I drove by there when we went up there last. Literally drove by. And the trees that we planted along the property line, they're great. They look fantastic. Good, lush, healthy. The house itself probably should be torn down.
What about the old big tree there that we hung me from for the Halloween shit?
No, they cut that down. They cut that tree down, dude.
Man, that was awesome.
I know, man.
We had a special harness and everything, so it looked like I was hanging like a dead body. It was awesome.
Well, it wasn't a special harness. We just took a rock climbing harness and put it on you backwards. Which, if you ever thought to yourself,
special. It hurt my balls.
I was going to say, if you're ever thinking to yourself, geez, that sounds like a great idea. Let's put a rock climbing harness on backwards and hang from a tree. It'll look like we're being hung there. No, your berries get crushed, and yeah.
I was not a happy camper from that tree.
Yeah.
But it was a funny night.
I'll say you were up there the longest though, man. That was a great night. We terrified so many people, and that poor kid with that bag of candy just fucking chucked it right into the middle of the yard and charged out into traffic. Oh man,
that's how you do Halloween, right? At least a few fatalities, right?
All right. Well, next segment, State of Games, and we've had a friggin' bunch of time, so there better be some State of Games coming out of you two. Because again, I'm lame as fuck. Nah, I actually did play some stuff. But let's go with that round. Damok, what's your State of Games, man?
I finally got a chance to play a couple hours of RimWorld, the new ideology update, and it's absolutely amazing, and I got absolutely fucking raped and lost the game at the very end because Randy Random's an asshole, and I can't survive 2 solid days of massive waves. Other than that, I've been playing the ultimate buggy game, which people talk shit about Cyberpunk, but I think Back for Blood is just the glitchiest fucking trashy mess I've played. I've tried to play it on PlayStation 5. It's impossible to play on PS5. It's barely playable on PC. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I haven't had a lot of times to play as many games as I would have liked.
You forgot one game. A damn idle clicker game that you got me hooked.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but I played that in the background. It's one of those phone games that I installed that BlueStacks on my machine. That's that fucking, it sells, but it's got a longer name. I don't remember the exact full name of it, but sells on that, yeah. But I beat all that. I just didn't do the evolutionary part because I don't like the dinosaur stuff. It's boring.
Yeah, I'm now just went past. I've started unlocking all the stuff with AI and the singularity level past the atomic age, and just updated my simulation so I can get all that extra stuff there. So, yeah.
See, now, I don't play clicker games because, like, I sit on my phone and play clicker games. I don't. I put them on BlueStacks, and I have auto-clicker, and I auto-click my way through them just because I like to see how fast. I do a weird fucking thing because I'm just a weird person in general, right? I download the game on my phone. I play the game for a week to 2 weeks and see how far I can get doing trying to pay as much attention as I can and doing all the clicks that I can. And then I use an auto clicker and see how long it takes me to surpass myself. And yeah, the auto clicker only takes like a day, maybe 2 days at tops. I'm like, yeah, I should just play these on BlueStacks instead.
What about you, D? What's your state of games there, man?
Well, as you know, big Final Fantasy fan. I love the originals. They did that, the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster that came out on Steam. I've been playing those.
Oh, wait. Which ones?
Primarily right now, 3, because, obviously the first one came out here. Second and third never came out here at first. It was Japan only, and then we got 1 and 2 on the first PlayStation remake, and then Dawn of Souls. But 3, the only thing we got for 3 here was that funky 3D version on the DS. So I've been playing the original FF3, in the pixel, 2D that I love. So I've been playing that.
So really excited. I hope that you bought them as individuals and that you did not pay for that big ass bundle, because as I was showing in Discord earlier, I bought the first Final Fantasy Pixel remake, right? But they had that big bundle and you buy them all together and it was like $67. But if
I did that like an idiot. I didn't even look. I just said, okay, the whole thing, click. Like
if you buy them individually, instead of being the $11 and $17, they're $9.95 each. You could save, I think it was like $28 or whatever buying them individually. I was like, fucking Steam. But yeah,
but it does at least have the audio OSTs with it too, though, if you buy them as the bundle.
Yes, they do. They all
and
come individually with the audio OSTs and the wallpaper. I bought it. I bought the first game and it came with all that shit.
Oh, so you didn't even have to buy the bundle?
Nope. Yeah, you could buy them individually. The bundle was just, hey, you can pre-order the second half, right? Because they did like 1 through 4, right? Or
that's
1 through 5?
I did. 1 through 6. Yeah. So I did that. I just pre-ordered the whole thing just to have it.
So I think you got it on sale, Damok, because it's currently $11.99.
Oh yeah, well
it was when I looked. That's why I was like, "Dang, I must have been really."
I think you might have gotten it when it was on the summer sale, because there was a holdover sale.
The summer sale was long over. I bought this like a week ago.
You must have gotten it on sale, because I'm looking at each one now, and they're like $11.99 a pop.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they were like the first 2 were like $11.99, then they jumped to like $17.99. But if you were to click on them individually, when I was talking about it in Discord, they were $9.95 each. So I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna purchase them individually as they come out.
I don't know. Let me check. Final Fantasy 3. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 3 is $17.99. And that came out, yeah. So yeah, they're full price now. I don't know what sorcery you went through.
Either way, though, I'm fully enjoying it. So, and I got it pre-ordered for the entire thing, so that's nice.
Very nice.
Get it as they released. So I've been playing, like I said, the Final Fantasies. my son's really gotten hooked into Stardew Valley lately, so I've been playing Stardew Valley with the kids. Played some Terraria on the Switch with my son as well, and of course I played Stardew Valley with the wife as well. So we've been playing a bunch of games. I also bought the game on the PS4, Astroneer.
Astroneer is a really good game, but
it's tough to figure out at first. It's really tough to get it down at first, and the controls are a little tough at first when you start figuring it out.
Oh, did you just get it on console?
Yes. So it was a little the tutorial at first, and the controls are a little funky to get used to on the console at first. But once you get it down, it's like, oh, okay, because the tutorial gives you a few bones, and then it's like leaves enough out where you're like, well, it said to do this, but what the am I doing? So we figured it out. Daughter was really liking playing it, so we played with her for a little while. Unfortunately, I've been trying to find a new PS4 Pro. This is tax-free weekend in Massachusetts. I was hoping to get one, any days this week or whatever. So I looked all around, and there's not a fucking PS4 Pro to be found. The HDMI port of mine's starting to go bad, so it's really really gone funky. So it works, and then it doesn't work, and I was going to just get a replacement for it. And it was good. I was like, tax-free weekend, that'll be a great time to just get a replacement. If I could fix the old one, why not? But fuck it, get a replacement. And it's like, I can't find a damn anywhere around here right now. It's like,
have you tried reaching out to Sony to see if they'll repair it?
I could do that, but I figured tax-free weekend I could have another PS4 Pro.
Touche.
So I was actually going to put one in 2 rooms, and I was like thinking, like, if I can get it to work, Now, I mean, what usually goes wrong with them? Yep.
So Virginia has a tax-free weekend, and that was last weekend, right? But when they do it, they very much say it's for clothing, school supplies, and hurricane preparedness type shit. Everything else is not included.
No, for Massachusetts, it's stuff like, I think it's everything under like $2,500, and also there's some other exclusions like alcohol, buying cars, some really expensive stuff. Cigarettes, stuff like that. But other than that, like video game consoles, clothes, anything else like that, toys, tax-free weekend. There's less restrictions.
We have it here.
The real luxury goods you can't, but
Yeah, we have it here, and my cousin's visiting to take care of her dad because he's in a bad spot. But she's out in Seattle, right? And so she's visiting. She's like, "You have tax-free fucking weekend, like on my school supplies, without paying taxes on it, like because Washington State says go fuck yourself. They have exceedingly high tax." But so she bought all of her school supplies because she's actually a school teacher.
Yeah, what you can really do if you want tax-free weekends is just drive up to fucking New Hampshire. It's not that far from us.
No, they bought everything that way, but then it's weird because they can literally flee Washington State and go into Oregon, and Oregon has 0 sales tax, period. So
that's why a lot of people around here, because around me and like in where I work, really close to the New Hampshire border, most people just go up there for their shopping and not bother to deal with sales tax at all. So it's like, but I've been wanting to get another PS4 Pro. I also been playing an old school game I found, which is pretty awesome. It's rare, it's hard to find, especially the English version, like the North American version. But you guys remember the RPG series Legend of Heroes?
Yeah.
And then they eventually had Trails in the Sky.
Yep.
Well, the ones on the PSP were like really musical based. Well, I think the first Legend of Heroes that was released in the US was actually released on the TurboGrafx CD. It was called Dragon Slayer Legend of Heroes. And I got it.
Oh, here it comes.
Right, he got away. Up. So, oh shit.
He got up. He's got the long hair just flopping around there.
I got it. And with the original map, you can't find it with the map. These things are like normally, I got it cheaper. But these things are like normally like $400 even without the map. And I found one of these sons of bitches.
All right, so the question, how much you pay for it?
$300.
Okay, $100 less than normal, and you got it with the map. Did you say $400 without the map? So okay, I'll give it that to you.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, you're not going to find it like you're not going to find stuff like that dirt cheap even around here. Everybody's gotten used to the eBay. Oh, old games fetch big prices. So the guy that I bought it from was a fellow collector. It was actually seemed to be a pretty decent dude.
Okay, so where the fuck were you when Cecil was in Discord going, "Hey guys, where's the best place to sell all these old video games and shit like that?
He's like Blue Man. He stops in once a day, and that's it. And then we get him Fridays.
Around me, there's a place not too far where I'm working. There's a decent little game shop there, and then closer to where I live, there's same company, but there's 2 game shops called That's Entertainment. There's in Worcester and in Fitchburg, and they're awesome, both to buy and to sell. They're fantastic.
I remember
they get
Worcester.
fair prices. That's Entertainment Worcester?
No, I'm saying I remember Worcester.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do. But the bigger stores in Worcester, it's actually pretty huge. They got a lot of everything from sports memorabilia, card collectibles, records, big thing of records, huge thing of comic books, old school games, any type of board, the cool board games, card games you want. Really neat shop. They got all the old, collectible, like, say, figures, like the X-Men, the He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Voltron.
Oh, speaking of He-Man, did you get in touch with my brother? Did you and him hook up?
I reached out, but I haven't heard back.
All right. Well, I'll ping him and tell him to get his ass in gear.
I did a friend request, and it looked like it was the same guy. So it looked like it was a picture you sent me. So unless it's another one of those, fakers, I thought I did.
All right.
Because I would be happy to grab a few of those.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you more about the Final Fantasy games and how you're enjoying them, but you're on 3, and I just got 1. But I did buy it August 6th, so it was after the Steam sale.
And I bought, I did play 1 a little bit, but I thought they did a good job with the pixel. I mean, obviously, like the first Final Fantasy, take it with a grain of salt. It's the very first one. The first RPG we got on the NES over here was Dragon Warrior, aka Dragon Quest, but at the time there was a conflict of, copyright. They had to call it Dragon Warrior here, which was actually Dragon Quest. And then shortly after, Final Fantasy came out, which was like a bigger, more full game. It was a little bit more darker and a little bit less into it, less in it for the original Dragon Quest. So Final Fantasy had a bit more in the game to offer, which was really cool.
Well, it was like, actually, did you have more? Because that reminded me of something I've been playing.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I've been rambling on, but that was my state of games.
So I actually started, I picked up, while I was up north, I was playing a game, Starlink. I had it for a while, and I finally got around to playing it. It's a fun game. It's arcadey. You fly in and out of planet. You're in a very small solar system or small galaxy. You fly in and out of planets, and you're doing. It's really repetitive. Fun game though. Just a fun. Got a nice little story to it. Yeah, just fun. It's a fun game. But after I was done with that,
hold on. When you said Starlink, I'm sitting here going, what the fuck? Why does that ring a bell? That's because that's the fucking SpaceX satellite internet thing.
Yeah, Elon Musk's thing.
Yeah. What is the Starlink game that you were playing?
Wasn't it the one that had like the little figures, like the spaceships you can buy?
So it actually was.
Yeah, the collectibles.
Yeah, it actually was for Switch, and it comes in with something like that. And so, like the Switch actually came with. I remember
that. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the Switch actually came with a version of the R-Wing from. Well, if you've ever played Star Fox, you'll know exactly what that looks like because that's the.
Yeah. Okay, I know exactly what that is.
I'll say you know this if you played Star Fox. And actually, you can play as Fox in the actual game. So you can actually use this to play. You literally just snap the weapons on and it does it all for you. You got the controller in your hand. Or, you can go just get all the digital stuff in the game, which is what I just did because I was like, I'm not going to collect all of them because I've got enough things floating around here. It's, the storyline is pretty generic, I want to say. You've got the big bad who's trying to take over the galaxy using the dark energy or whatever it is, and he's basically trying to tap planets to suck all the energy out of them, and you're going to, you fly around to the different planets to stop the collectors, and then, terraform the planets basically and make them back to what they were. And you set up satellite places and research stations and all this stuff, and you get different mods. The mods will help you mod your weapon and ship to get it so you can, it's a very loose level up system. You have pilots that you can get that you can purchase, and the pilots actually go. Let's see if I can pull this guy off of here. So the pilot actually goes in the ship. So you literally flop this right down on top of it, and there's little.
That's cool as fuck, actually.
It is.
Didn't it kind of fizzle out, though? Because I've seen a lot of it, like, on clearance a while ago. Like, a lot of them I saw on clearance.
Yeah, it didn't really take off. They were hoping to... It came out the problem with Starlink is it came out right at the tail end of the Skylanders and Disney Infinity
Amiibos.
stuff. Yeah, so it came in the tail end of that. There wasn't enough market for it at the time. If they had come out 3 years earlier, they would have made a killing.
Yeah, because I remember like we collected like all the fucking Skylanders. We went to find even the rare ones too. We found like all the Skylanders when, except for like a couple of them.
Oh yeah,
like the really rare, off color,
Yep. Oh yeah,
like the gold one or this or whatever. There's only a couple that we missed in the first series. We even had the glow in the dark ones. I got lucky and found.
Yep. Yeah, I had a bunch of the glow in the dark ones. But
we collected the hell out of some Skylanders.
Yeah, Starlink is fun. It's an entertaining game. If you haven't played it, if you can get it cheap, do it. Just don't buy into you got to get all the weapons and stuff. I bought one of the packs that had like weapons and chips in it just because I'm a bit of a completionist. So to get a certain number of other things, you had to buy either individual weapons, or I just said, screw it, I'll just buy the pack and get access to the weapons and the ships. But it's fun. You can either fly around a planet, or you kind of hover on the ground around the planet and use your ship kind of like a tank almost. And that's you're scanning animals. It's an entertaining little game with it's very repetitive, but the story's fun. Plus you get to play as Fox from Star Fox, so it's kind of nice there too. But the thing I was playing after that was I jumped into, I bought the what is it? Whatever of Mana collection, the Trials of Mana collection or Secret of Mana collection. It came with the first game and then the second and third game. So the first game though, which was the Mana series, was actually released over in the States as Final Fantasy Adventure. Because and when I looked it up, because I was like, well, why the hell is this thing called Final Fantasy Adventure when this isn't a Final Fantasy whatsoever? It doesn't even play like a Final Fantasy. And the best part was I remember getting it when I was a kid on Game Boy because it said Final Fantasy, and I love Final Fantasy so much. And I remember playing it going, this really didn't play like a Final Fantasy. I mean, I got all the way through it, but I'm like, this really didn't feel like a Final Fantasy whatsoever. Well, it turns out that they named it Final Fantasy because they wanted it to sell better.
Exactly why also the other Final Fantasies on the Game Boy were actually Saga games. They're part of the Saga series. And they just said, all these RPGs, Final Fantasy sells in America. Here, it's all Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I just thought that was so wild. I'm like, oh. So when I fired up the collection, I'm like, all right, let me play the first game. And it's like, Final Fantasy Adventure? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then, of course,
you had Collection of Mana and Trials of Mana. Yep, I've got them on the Switch.
Yes, yeah. So I've actually been playing. I actually skipped Final Fantasy Adventure because I'm like, I remember this game. I remember it being like really painfully, bad at times. Like hit detection was horribly off. I just remember it being bad. Not to mention that the Joy-Con drift in that game, super real. Holy crap. Only saving grace is that if you use the D-pad and ignore the the analog stick, it'll actually like default to turn the analog stick off so it's not being used.
I actually prefer to play the old ones with the D-pad, so
yeah, ditto. Well, I'm just so used to using the analog stick, so I just fired it up, and as it literally took me 5 minutes to write my name in, and I went, oh my god, this drift is horrible. But I switched over to Secret of Mana, and I just made it to who's that third character that you get? The sprites, his village, there where you got to go through the seasons.
Yeah.
So I just got through that. I'm in that area. I just unlocked the seasons puzzle, which funny enough, I actually unlocked the puzzle, but I didn't realize I unlocked it. So then I looked up, I'm like, what the fuck? How do I open this puzzle? How do I do this? I can't figure out how to do it. I look at it and I'm like, well, that's what I did. And I said, well, after you're done with the puzzle, go here. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't go there. So I go, like, I didn't even bother to try the puzzle again. I just walked straight there and I'm like, well, shit. So I just made it to his village, killed the weird ostrich bird looking thing. And that's where I stopped because that's when we came back. That's when we made it back here.
So yeah, I think there must have been some mistranslation. See, when they say Joy-Cons, they actually meant joyless cons.
Yeah, joyless cons, right. What else have I been playing? I have been playing Destiny 2 again. I've been jumping back into that. I'm actually almost up to... I made it past the soft light cap. Now I am 312, and I think hard cap is 320, I think.
I think you're one of the small group that keep that thing alive.
Actually, so I was actually surprised at how many people were on there playing.
Really?
I actually, yeah. I made a note of all the different players that I've seen in the tower, just because. And I'm on PC, so I'm not on PlayStation 4 or Xbox.
Yeah.
And there's no crossplay yet. But yeah, I jumped on and I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a note of who I'm seeing. So I just taken screenshots, throw them into Paint. And I'm actually surprised. Out of the 30 some odd screenshots I have, I don't have a repeat in names.
Wow.
And the I forget how many the tower holds, like 15 or 20 people. Granted, I mean, that's not 30 times 15 or whatever, not a lot of people, but I just thought it was interesting that I didn't see any repeats in names.
Yeah, that's saying, hey, there probably is a little bit more playing than meets the eye.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I don't. And Damok will come back and he'll be like, it's a dead game. Well, dead to you. But I can't imagine that it would be a dead game since Bungie is still pumping money into it. You know,
it's not quite dead yet.
Yeah, they're still pumping. They're still pumping a ton of money in that. Is that a broom hanging from your ceiling?
Yeah.
Why is there a broom hanging from your ceiling?
Cinnamon
Is it just because it stinks?
Good.
Smells like cinnamon?
No, it's a cinnamon broom, but it's a pumpkin spice cinnamon broom. And it, like, instead of putting it on the wall where it doesn't seem to permeate, I have a, if I fuck this camera up, I have that little chandelier type thing. So I just hang it from there in the center of the room, and then it's like the whole fucking room smells really nice.
Yeah, I got one of those hanging off my door.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice.
Like, I like it.
Yeah, I dig it.
I mean, everybody comes home like, what are you making? I was like, it's just a fucking broom, kids. Just relax. You come downstairs and you're like, hey, we have pumpkin spice for the fucking espresso machine? They're like, no, it's just the broom. Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's not a butter or a banana nut candle.
No, fuck no, dude. That is not acceptable in my goddamn household unless there's banana nut bread to fucking eat. Oh my god, I was so fucking mad.
I know what we can put in Damok's house.
Yeah, dude, and I will fucking go there, and if you do not have banana bread for me to fucking consume after you do... I was so excited. So goddamn excited. I smelt it when I woke up. I was like, yes, I'm not going to say nothing about it. I waited all day. I ate all my fucking dinners that include Brussels sprouts, which I fucking hate. I fucking hate Brussels sprouts. I ate every single one of those motherfuckers. I was so excited. I'm going to get banana bread. I was like, hey, I left a little bit of room in here. And she's like, room for what? And I was like, smells like banana bread all day. Where's the banana bread? And she's like, oh, that was the candle. Check this out. Like, dude, I stormed through the house ranting and raving. You can ask Selkie about it. I was so mad.
Oh, putting a candle like that in your house would be almost as bad as putting 8mm film and camera in Cecil's attic.
I'd burn the place down. Yeah, well, I wouldn't even wait to see if people got out. I'd just light the place up and I'd walk out. I would strut out that front door and I'd be like, come on, come and get me. I'll burn down every place. Nope.
That's such a good horror movie.
Oh, God. That was one of the first horror movies in a long time that actually got me, like, spooked. Like, actually spooked me.
I think because they use kids in it, that's why.
Yeah, it must be. It must be. The second one wasn't nearly as spooky. What else have I been playing? Jeez, I kind of petered off there.
I know you petered off to a thing, but now you mentioned horror movies. Have you watched The Unholy?
No.
Not yet, no.
Which one's The Unholy?
I'm not sure if it's going to be as scary as they advertise it, but it's the girl who she claims to be like Mary, the Virgin Mary, come back or whatever, the fucking blah blah, and she wants to help everybody and heal everything, but she's actually like the fucking devil. whenever God built a church, Satan builds a temple type thing. And so when she heals these people, it's, yeah.
Oh, who's in it?
Sounds like I want to get healed.
Dude,
superpowers.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in it.
It came out recently. We started watching it. I fell asleep in the first 10 minutes. The little one fell asleep 5 minutes after me. Selkie fell asleep 10 or 20 minutes after me. And then Flightless, she tried to watch it, but I think she fell asleep as well.
You're really not selling it now, bud.
Who's Cricket Brown?
Yeah, have you seen this horror movie? Yeah, we all fell asleep.
Well, but I, A, don't like horror movies, and B, don't give a shit about horror movies. Like, I like slasher flicks, but I know that I like slasher flicks. However, I only like B-rated slasher flicks. I don't like anything that's trying to be fucking real.
Oh, well, today is Friday the 13th.
I know, and why the fuck have we not been talking about, like, Friday the 13th movies? But I was like, alright, whatever, you have no topic for your fucking podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Because we know we'd make there eventually.
I was going to say, yeah, we know we'll just slide right into that. Speaking of Friday the 13th, Gun Media has been working on a new game. And Gun Media, of course, is the one who made the Friday the 13th game, which I loved, Wolfman loved, Dexter Morgan loves.
Was that online one that you got me to play where somebody plays as Jason and the rest of the play the campers?
Correct.
That is I actually liked playing that with you. That was freaking awesome.
It was a silly, fun game. And if you see, the thing is, I think that game needs to be played exactly how it's meant to be. Like, you got to play it with the in-game communications, not with using Discord or something like that, because running around and not being able to talk to anybody until you find a radio, and then you can only talk to people who have a radio. Like, that brings a level of angst to that game that I really think is important. It gives you that isolation feeling.
That's when you play Among Us, right? Like, it's one of those, you can't play Among Us in Discord. You really gotta fucking play with just the voice chat and talking at the fucking end of it. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely. So I haven't played it, but I've watched Flightless play it with you guys. Yeah, I agree. You have to have the weird audio. There are very, very few games where you can't just load up Discord and have a good time. That's one of them.
Yeah. It builds that level of angst, because you start running around and you're like, all right, well, I don't need to talk to anybody. And then all of a sudden you get close to somebody and they're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, there's Jason following me, run. And you're like, oh shit, I better run. So then you go and hide. And then all of a sudden, because you don't have a mic or, you can't hear anybody, you hide in like under a bed or in a closet or something, and you hear Jason and they walks right by you, and you can't say a word, because if you say a word, it actually gives away where you are. And not to mention that if the person playing Jason actually turns his volume up, he can hear you breathing and know you're there.
Now, did the Friday the 13th game, is that the game that did the whole, it turned your mic on without you knowing about it?
No, not that I'm aware of, because I turned my mic off. Like, I would use mic mute often in it.
Okay, I know there was that one game that turned your mic on, and it didn't inform you that it was broadcasting your voice in the game. It wasn't a big deal because, you had your microphone attached to the video game anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was Friday the 13th. I don't remember hearing that. It could have been. But
I know adding the audio, like properly using the audio in these horror games, I mean, is a real big part of the game.
Yes.
I mean, I just remember, because I remember, playing Outlast, right? I mean, you remember Outlast?
Mm-hmm.
And I played it. I was like, yeah, it was all right. My buddy's like, at the time, you remember Rachel and her husband when we were in near D.C.
Yes.
In Maryland?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so he was like, dude, you got to play it with proper audio. I'm like, okay. He had some, ungodly expensive, top of the line headphones he'd bought. He's like, try these. And my hearing kind of sucks. Anyways, so turned it up and put those on. That game on proper audio is so fucking intense. It's like,
right?
It was night and day. It was completely night and day. It was like, holy shit. You kind of blew me away having the quality of the audio that's meant to be listened to it, like when you play the game. Adds so much more depth to it, in suspense. It's like if you play it like how it's meant to be played with the audio, it adds a whole other element, and it's like something you got to do.
Yeah, there's certain games
that
that
immersion.
you really need to have a good set of headphones, or at least a decent set of headphones at an extremely loud volume, one of the two, that you just like need for that. Like Friday
But it
the
wasn't even
13th,
cranked up.
games like that, like you really need headphones, just something to mute the sound around you and let you really get into the game. But then there's other games like racing games, like Gran Turismo. I want them coming through a nice set of upright speakers with a subwoofer going right there, so I can really, like, when I go into those turns and I crank that engine and I hear that, that backfire where I've got that thing tuned just perfectly. And that's just like, you get that little extra richness when you go through that turn, and you get that little backfire and you feel that pop and you feel it in your seat, and you're like, yeah, that's what I want out of this game.
Stifled was the game that I was talking about.
Oh, Stifled. That sounds familiar. I don't think I played that, though.
Stifled is from G.N.A Games. It uses your own voice and microphone to project audio into the environment while you're in VR. Whoa. And it works so well, it scared the fuck out of people because you have no idea it's actually picking up shit around your house and echoing it in the game to fuck with you.
That's actually cool. You know what, a game that actually, older game that I like that fucked with you?
Eternal Darkness.
Yes.
Oh fuck! That needs a remake so bad, dude.
So
like,
bad.
Suck whatever,
That was brilliant.
Whatever dick
got
needs to be
pissed
sucked. Let me
once.
fucking know,
Dude, I would
I
drop
actually got
money on that
pissed.
instantly. Like, they'd be like, hey, it's going to be $80. Here it is. I'll take it.
$80. Where's my $300 collector edition,
Yep,
please?
exactly. I'll take it.
It was funny. That game once really pissed me off, right? And it was one of the times where it actually just fucked with me because I was actually ready just to throw a remote or something because it sit there, I was playing it and I hadn't saved it in a long ass time. And then I had the error that popped up, disk error. I was like, motherfucking goddamn. And then it just goes through the little thing. I'm like, oh, it was fucking with me. Just like when I walked in the room and my guy's person died for no reason. Oh, it just fucked with me. I'm like, there is no disk error.
No,
I was actually, and when it popped up, when it started progressing, I was walking up to angrily shut off the GameCube. Like, I was about to shut the fucking thing off and I hadn't saved in hours. I'm like, you almost got me, you motherfucker.
No, I have a question
So
though.
good.
So we grew up as original gamers, right?
Yeah.
And when I say original gamers, we played
Started
the original
on the Atari
Atari
2600 for
NES,
me, yeah.
and
Yeah.
gone and have seen it fucking all.
Yeah.
Would an Eternal Darkness remake legitimately be something that can be done this day and age, or did they really play on the fact that, oh shit, the screen would go black and it would say channel 3 in the fucking corner like all of our TVs did back in the day, or the disc airs that we used to get that we don't get anymore?
See, yes.
Okay.
And
Hold on.
I'll let Cecil start with this.
The reason I'm going to say yes is because they would have to remake it, not remaster. You can't take the old game and remaster it. You would have to remake it. But think of it this way.
Like a sequel.
Your monitor has a very distinct thing that comes up in the upper right-hand corner when you switch inputs. And most monitors now have multiple inputs, right? So your monitor's plugged in via HDMI or display cable, which tells all the information of what monitor you have. That can be fed into the game. And how hard would it be for them to literally just do their research and get what little icon pops up in the corner? They could have that pop up in the corner like you changed inputs, and they're like, what the fuck? I didn't change inputs. And then you start changing your inputs.
And then, console games. How many errors have you seen that are common? Errors like
None.
On your PS4s.
With the PS4 and the PS5, I have personally not been seeing a lot of errors. Honestly, I haven't seen any errors so far, except for like downloading has failed, and that was only for Back 4 Blood. And
Or
I just had to
network
keep
connection
hitting
error?
retry.
Network connection error?
Network connection error. Okay.
You could get those. All of a sudden, you could get it where like it starts popping
I
up
could
dead
see
pixels on your screen.
Okay, I could see like it doing. I could see them making a play on your graphics card has gone wonky, but they would really have to fuck with my other two monitors, right? It couldn't be just the
Overlay,
one
man.
monitor.
Why can't dude? Steam has an overlay. Discord has an overlay. Why not? Why not tap into that and use the overlay?
No, I'm saying like they would need to tap in. Like all of a sudden, my other screens got fuzzy, and then fucking my main screen that I was playing the game on is like it blue screens, and my computer seems like it locked up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, you're right. They can actually do it, but you're right. It would have to be a remake from scratch and not a remaster. Although I would still love to play a remaster of that game, and I would pay $80 for it, and then I'd go and buy a fucking new GameCube for it. Jesus Christ.
But don't forget, like, a lot of the things that happened, the weird shit that fuck with you, wasn't just like, say, we had a couple. There was a couple of, say, like, equipment errors or like tech errors that would pop up. But how many times did your character for some reason lose all of its life or die or something weird happened or you lost your weapons? They did a lot of other things to fuck with you in game that didn't even have to do with tech. I mean, I just gave a couple like one example that actually had me going. But I mean, also that it had cool storyline. It had to kind of follow the whole H.P. Lovecraft type mythology. I mean, it had a damn solid good horror story going. Had great puzzle elements. I mean, it was a good game, and it fucked with you, which was like that was more like a side piece fucking with you. But it was added a really cool element, and there's a lot more than just the tech side of fucking with you. It fucked with you in game too. So I mean, you could do a lot with it still. I think. I mean, the tech errors was only a small portion of the fucking with you in the game.
You're right, and that's another point that I would like to talk about. Like, a lot of games took the other errors and incorporated them. Like the, oh my god, you're dying, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, that was a weird flashback. There's a couple weird first person like horror games that do that already. Like, oh my god, all of a sudden I'm hallucinating, and then you come back. It was the tech errors for me that going forward I could see really doing it, because a lot of the horror games have actually, they stole from Eternal Darkness.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget though,
but
it
not
wasn't
the tech
like
errors. No one has stolen the fucking tech errors from Eternal Darkness.
Metal Gear Solid.
It wasn't like they'd had a sneaky one, but it's like with Eternal Darkness. Don't forget, they didn't just fuck with and just throw errors. It actually, you got more of that weird shit as your sanity went low.
Yes,
if your sanity
was all good, your sanity meter.
Yeah, which was also brilliant. And yes, the memory card thing on Metal Gear, what Cecil brought up.
Oh yeah, that was nuts. That whole memory card thing, where you get up to Psycho Mantis and he'd be like, let me control, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, you played Castlevania. Or then all of a sudden your screen would flicker and it'd say, instead of it saying video in the right hand corner, it would say Hideo. But if you looked quick, it just looked like video. And you're like, oh shit, I changed my input. And you're like, oh no, I didn't. Well, what the fuck? Yeah.
Now, if they could do it like my graphics card was dying, or Windows was throwing in error, or, I mean, because they're going to launch it on Steam or Epic, but you just like, boom, and it would pop up with an error, like, oh, fuck! Like trying to fucking Alt-Tab and close it out so that you can, yeah, okay.
I could see that. If you released it on Steam like PC and not, not console, what's a perfect one? This fucking application is not responding window. God damn it!
I mean, there's so many different ways that they could go down there. I mean, yeah. All of a sudden your health is gone. The one that got me was when I loaded up the damn game, went to go get to my save file, and it wasn't there. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? And I back out, go back in, and there it was. I'm like, all right. I'm pretty, no, I'm good. Let's go.
God, dude, whoever made Eternal Darkness, where the fuck are you guys? Like, no,
I still have it.
It's an amazing game, but where the fuck are you guys? Why the fuck haven't you guys been doing horror games since then?
Right?
Like, okay, so Eternal Darkness has a lot of its own flaws. The combat is very flawed. It's very janky.
Oh, it's old school. It's dated.
Right, and but it was very janky at the time too. It was a pretty broken game that way. But where the fuck did you guys go? Make another goddamn game. I would pay you money. Kickstart it. Fuck it. You need a $100 donation? All $100 donate Kickstarter. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll buy that second tier. I'll buy that third tier. I'll buy the second tier and the third tier.
Right? And if you actually show me a gameplay demo that fucking is anything close to what I was thinking it was going to be, and fuck, dude, I'll upgrade and I'll do that meet the devs and fucking bullshit and drink beers with them fucking tier. I'll have to get Cecil and Micro and Zyber to fucking pitch in, but we'll all do it.
Yeah, we'll have to do a GoFundMe so we can go fund that.
The special edition will have to have the statue when your character randomly loses the headless character.
Oh, I remember that.
It's like, what just fucking killed me?
Game.
Oh, never mind. It's fucking with me again.
Yeah, that game was, dude, the only game that I think successfully took that kind of like you're going crazy effect to it, and I thought did it well, definitely did it well, was Dead Space 3. Have you guys played Dead Space 3?
I bought all the Dead Spaces, and there was an issue trying to get the first one to work on PC. So I jumped in the second one, and it was good, but I felt like I was missing part of the storyline, so I only played about an hour's worth, and I was like, yeah, something's off here. And then I switched over to Soma, and yeah, Soma was good, but I've always wanted to play Dead Space. I know they just did a big remaster to make them work properly on PC, and I'll have to look into picking those up.
Dude, do yourself a favor. Dead Space, lights off, headphones on. You will literally, every survival horror game you play after that, you're going to be looking for that stomp button. Because
now, what about F.E.A.R?
So, what, First Encounter Assault Recon?
Yeah, because that one came out first.
Nothing like Dead Space. F.E.A.R is the action shooter game of the Ring.
Yeah, that was that, ooh, he had me in, like, you turn a corner, you're knocked out, and there was those cool little cutscenes that were really short and all of that. And then,
F.E.A.R was
Alma
good.
Or whatever.
Yeah, Alma. F.E.A.R was good. Had the stop motion bullet thing where you like you hit it and you're going and seeing vapor trails as your bullets go by. F.E.A.R was fun.
Yeah.
F.E.A.R was a very fun game. I'm not saying it's a bad game in any way, shape, or form. F.E.A.R was fun. F.E.A.R 2, meh. I don't even think I completed
the first
F.E.A.R 3.
was the only game that counts, right? Once it got past that, I even played F.E.A.R 3 at my dad's house and was like, I don't even know what the fuck. I'm in like a mech and I'm running around just playing. Like, this isn't even, what the fuck?
Yeah, the original F.E.A.R had some scary spots in it, but Dead Space literally will have you, like, dude, so the Necromorphs, they're unlike any other enemy that you fought up to that game. Like, since then, whatever, but up to that game, it was always, you shoot for the head, right? Every game, shoot for the head. F.E.A.R, shoot for the head. Resident Evil, shoot for the head. Every game, shoot for the head, right?
Sever the brainstem, yes.
Not in Dead Space. You go ahead, shoot for the head. You can lob their head right off. They still have 4 other friggin' limbs, or at least 4 other friggin' limbs that they're coming at you with. You actually have to kill them by shooting their limbs off. So one of the guns the gun you start off with is a plasma cutter.
Let me see it here.
Dude. Like, seriously. But here's the best part. You'll go by, you'll see a dead body on the ground. And that's the thing about the Necromorphs, is that the Necromorphs don't just, like, they show up, but they don't just, like, it's not like, oh, you walk in, there's 4 Necromorphs over there, I have to kill those. You walk in, the bodies that you shot from before are still laying on the ground. Then you're looking around and you're like, there were already bodies when I got in here and I dropped those 2. Well, what about those 2 bodies over there? Then all of a sudden you get close enough to them, one of them jumps up and starts attacking you, and you're like, holy shit! So of course you kill that. Well, you got a stomp feature in the game. You literally start walking by things and you'll start stomping as you get close to it because you want to stomp it to death, but if you get too close, you'll trigger it. So you're literally stomping as you're getting closer, hoping that you're going to crush this thing. And even if you crush it and it doesn't get up, you still keep stomping because you don't want it to accidentally get up on you.
I have a question of this comes back for an old school thing. This was coming out for a while, Kickstartered. I know you were into it, Cecil. I think it was 13th Doll, the sequel to 7th Guest at 11th Hour. Did that ever come out?
Yeah, it came out.
Christ, dude.
How was that?
Okay, dude, we had the developer on the podcast.
Even I remember that, and I bought it. And wow, I did not.
Yeah, but I think this is the time that I wasn't on the podcast for a while.
No, I'm just saying.
My god,
we had
I wasn't on the podcast.
Yeah, we had him on the podcast. He was here. He actually gave us a bunch of codes. I think I might even still have a couple left for the game. And
how was it though?
What's up?
How was it though?
So, on quality wise, I would put it 7th Guest quality, not 11th Hour quality. Like,
okay.
It was good.
Fair,
it was
fair.
fun. They gave you kind of a dual mode that you could do in it. You could walk around free roam and then go to the puzzles, or you could switch over and do the clicking like you had in 11th Hour and 7th Guest.
Nice.
Puzzles were pretty intuitive. They were pretty fun. Some of the puzzles were a bit confusing until you really got into it.
Okay.
But all in all, it was a fun game. If you haven't picked it up, I would definitely pick it up. As I said, I think I've got some codes laying around. If you want one, I can go see if I can find them.
Nice, because I did enjoy it, because I remember, as kids, you let me borrow the 7th Guest and 11th Hour, and I really enjoyed playing those. Like, at night, I'd sit there in remember at my parents' old house, the den on the side where our computer was? Out there, I just kind of closed the door, get a little blanket, sat in there on the computer, I'd just play the 7th Guest and 7th, and try to figure it out before I had internet there, so I couldn't look anything up, so I had to figure that shit out the hard way.
I vividly remember that den. That was an awesome den. That's where we played the game Pissed. P-Y-S-T.
With John fucking Goodman.
With John Goodman. It was a spoof on Myst. And it was just funny how they had all those backgrounds perfect, except like, the one pool that you go into literally was John Goodman's hot tub. He's got like beer cans and chip bags floating around in it.
It was a spoof of my parents, like, oh, he likes Myst. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. It's got John Goodman.
All right, so we are staring at somebody who doesn't quite look like Damok.
But is an improvement.
A vast improvement. At least by looks, I can give you that.
And not at least it's not Sasquatch.
No, and it doesn't look like this one's been teleworking for like the past month. All right, well, little not Damok, what you got to say?
I don't know. It's just...
That's the best way to be, because we never know either.
I know nothing at all.
I'm pretty confident this is where we get canceled. But anyways,
as opposed to all the other stupid shit we've said and done.
Touche. But as I was saying, with Dead Space and that whole psychological thing, if you haven't gone through Dead Space, go through Dead Space. Dead Space 2 had a multiplayer. I don't remember if it had a co-op. I don't think it had co-op. I think it just had a multiplayer segment of it, which it was PvP multiplayer, not really worth jumping into. But Dead Space 3 had a co-op portion of it. And Dead Space 3, the co-op, they nailed horror game multiplayer co-op in that game.
Because that's when you were playing with Shinzo, my brother, right?
Yes. Now, the only disappointing thing
is weird
that
because you wouldn't see the same thing.
Well, the disappointing thing about the third game is that they shifted more from... They did what Resident Evil did. They kind of shifted more towards being action, but what they lost in that shift to action, they made up for tenfold in the psychological fuckery that they did to you.
Gotta love psychological
case
fuckery.
in point, okay? You both are playing. You see your screen, I see my screen, right? That's it. I don't see your screen. I can't see your screen unless you're doing Twitch or something like that, and then I can see your screen. But otherwise, I see my screen, you see your screen. We start walking through someplace and you say, hey, there's a chick that just ran by. Where? Over there by the tank. Like, dude, I just shot a necromorph over there. There's no chick. No, dude, just ran that way. Come this way. You literally follow him over to a door, go down into an elevator thing, and you're literally following this chick that nobody sees except for that one person. Then you get all the way through there, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a minute. Why are there all these toy soldiers hanging out? And literally, like the Nutcracker soldiers? Like those guys.
Yeah, those old style, yeah.
They're just standing there, but I can't see them. You can, though. Yeah, dude, they took psychological screw with you to a whole new level.
That would be brilliant with a multiplayer Eternal Darkness.
Oh,
like more of like a sequel. That would be fucking awesome.
You saw things one person saw things that the other person didn't, and you're trying to describe it over a voice chat and trying to figure things out. That sounds fuckery that I love.
Dude, not only did the person see stuff, but you heard stuff that the other person didn't hear. You'd hear like disembodied voices talking to you. And the other person would be like, who is that? What did they just say? And you're like, who's what? I didn't hear anything. Then all of a sudden, okay, here's one of the better ones. This is one that me and my brother way back when that screwed us up and killed us so many times. We'd run into a room. All of a sudden, bam, necromorphs come out. So we start shooting left and right. Well, next thing you know, his character would stop dead right in the middle of the screen and just sit there and not move. And I'm going, bro, you got to kill these necromorphs, man. I can't, like, what's up? What's going on? Now, at the time, it was not unusual for him to step away from his controller for a second. His wife would set a teapot on fire. There'd be somebody knocking at the door. He'd have to take a call from work, something, and he'd step away from his controller. Yeah. Not an uncommon thing. Well, all of a sudden, we're sitting there. He's playing. His character stops dead. Or his character, like, starts, like, doing, like, this weird seizure twitching thing, just kind of going like this around. And I'd be like, dude, what's going on? Dude, the necromorphs are coming. I'm like, I can't hold them all off. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm shooting necromorphs. I'm like, no, dude, I'm shooting necromorphs. You're standing still. No, man, I'm shooting them. Like, no, you're standing in the middle of the room like a frigging tard. Stop.
So you're telling me in Back 4 Blood that's a feature, not a
yeah, that's a feature.
Bug?
Yeah, that's a feature, not a bug. But dude, seriously, if you ever want to, I will always, hands down, no questions asked, I will play Dead Space 3 co-op with you. You whenever. You want to play as Isaac? Okay. You play as Isaac. You want to play as the other guy that's there? Play as the other guy there. I don't care.
Sounds like a fun time right there.
I bought all of them because of your recommendation. And then I looked, and they are remaking the original Dead Space. And, like, the trailer is only like a week old.
Yes. Oh, my God. When I saw that, my nipples got so hard. You have no idea how hard my nipples got.
Dude, where the fuck are the people that made Eternal Darkness?
I don't know. Maybe.
Shit, I'm going to have to look them up, and I'm going to email them individually at this fucking point in time.
Get the band back together, bitches.
Yeah, get your shit together.
Right? Like, let's fucking do this.
Oh, yeah. No,
the technology's there, man. Make it look like my... So, I will say that you don't need a blue screen all three of my monitors because Windows has blue screened my fucking computer before and it only shows up on one monitor and the other two monitors look fine. I will fucking buy it if my one monitor blue screens, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Let's do this.
Like, normally it's like, yo, you'd see the same thing in all the screens. Blue screen. Windows is like, now we're going to be lazy. We're just going to blue screen one of your fucking windows.
Yeah.
That's fucking Microsoft for you. Like, legitimately, my 4K TV was up. My Discord fucking... The only thing I use this other monitors for is Discord at all times. My main monitor was up. My main monitor blue screen. 4K TV is up, and it looks fine. And it, like, the animation was still going on YouTube. Discord looked fine to me, and I was like, uh-oh, this can't be very good. And then the computer rebooted, and I went... Oh.
OS died, but some of the stuff is still fucking running. That's great, Microsoft.
So see...
So there's no OS, dude, but YouTube fucking works.
Dude, so see, if they remade Eternal Darkness, they would not have to screw with the other two monitors. All they gotta do is throw a blue screen up and you'll be like, oh, it happened again.
God damn it, Windows.
Yeah, you know what? I would fucking buy it. So where the fuck are you guys? Because, legitimately, fix your combat system. Let's be honest. Let's fix your combat system. After that... Let's do it, man. And kickstart it, and I'll do that, like, drink with the devs fucking tier thing, and me and fucking... I got Microbrew Gamerz here, I got Cecil, we'll get Zyber.
Hell
I'm sure
yeah.
We can get a couple other people. We'll all take out... We'll mortgage our houses, and we'll fucking buy that $10,000 tier, and we'll do it.
Fucking, yeah. Road trip, bitches. Hell yeah.
Right, road trip with the devs.
We'll treat the devs to NASA Nuttin'.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. I'll do it.
We'll order another fucking keg of 120. We'll all get shit faced.
Oh my God.
Honestly, they wouldn't even last. It would be like, hey, meet the devs. We're doing the podcast. Halfway through the podcast, they all have strokes.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll literally
Meanwhile, I walk over, vomit, and fill up another beer and start drinking again.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. They'd just be like, hey, look, we party, but you guys are intense. We'd be like, well, wait, guys, you didn't even hear. I got snowboards coming, too.
But wait, there's more.
But wait.
It's like the ShamWow of alcoholics.
Damok needs another concussion. Let's do this shit.
Ah, come on. You can have, what, like 30, 40 concussions before you really start doing major damage? You're fine.
I don't know, man. Like, I've had 3 major ones.
Or you could break a rib and send it in your lung like one person over there drunk on a snowboard.
Oh yeah, and then have your girlfriend like reach under your shirt and go, "What's that lump?" And you just sit there and go, "What lump?" Like that lump right there on your chest. And you lift your shirt up, the bones popped up and spread across the other
Broken
rib. And you're just like, "Son of a bitch, you got to go to the hospital." No, I don't. You just push it right on down. The smartest thing to do right there, ladies and gentlemen. Just push that shit right back down to where it was. I had a bruise that was literally 1/2 of my torso for about 3 weeks. Oh my God. Never again will I ever do that.
Really didn't think that's where you're going to go with that. I thought you were about to say the smartest thing to do would be to stop and just go to the fucking hospital. No, just relocate this bone.
No, just relocate it.
It pierced my lung, but fuck it.
Come on, D. You were in the military. You're like, fuck, dude, that is not good. I think you went through 2 veins trying to fucking put that IV in me. Not a problem. Let's put some second skin on that. And literally, my arm was African American because it bled out through my arm so bad when they poked my fucking vein 3 times that it was solid fucking black all the way through. And then I was like, I don't want to go to the fucking doctor. So I wore long sleeves and gloves, dude. And then at the very end, I was like, you know what? It's been about a week. Maybe I should fucking be like, is this okay? Or am I bleeding internally? And they were like, what the fuck? Then they checked and they're like, no, you are bleeding internally, but not because of anything horribly bad. But my arm was solid black.
Or when I got the knife in the wrist and ended up going right to the bone and it nicked, fucking ligaments or tendons and everything. And I'm sitting there. All we did was just super glued and taped it shut. Like fucking
right? Fucking good old Gorilla Glue, baby.
Okay.
And then my other buddy, I walk in, I'm like, cut yourself, didn't you? Fucking hand is wide open. Like should have been in the hospital. I mean, just wide open. He's sitting there taking a big swig of vodka, pouring some of it, and he literally has just a normal needle and thread. He's just sewing his hand back together.
I was gonna say, I wasn't in the military, and yeah, I was that guy. Fell down the stairs, compound fracture, popped the bone right through. What did I do? I got pissed, pushed it in with some wet paper towels, wrapped it in electrical tape, went to school.
See, if you had been in the military, though, you would at least got your fucking medic to give you some good painkillers and an IV. Plus, we would have helped you cover it up entirely because no one wants to be a fucking Blue Falcon, man. Everybody's like, oh, fuck, dude, he got hurt at my house. That shit is my goddamn problem. Let me fucking stick Damok with an IV. Let me give him some fucking opioids. He'll be all right for the night. He can run in the morning. It'll be all good, dude. If he doesn't, there's always some coke in the closet. We'll be all right.
Yeah. All we got to do is we got to get him to PT. Part. If he makes it to PT, he's not my problem anymore.
Dude, exactly. Legitimately, ask D. That's all it is. If you make your ass to PT in the morning, that's fucking all they care about. You can fuck off and be a shitbag all goddamn day. You make PT in the morning? Alright. Fucking Damok being a shitbag today, whatever. We'll give him some extra duty later, but yeah. He at least
as long as you get the guy to PT... Once he's in formation, if he dies, platoon daddies. There you go. It's not my problem.
Might be like, whoa, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Damok been drinking all night. That's what he said, Sergeant Major. Sorry, Sergeant Major. Roger that, Sergeant Major. No, fucking Damok been drinking all night, Sergeant Major. No, dude, he made it to PT. He died at PT. That's his fucking problem.
I mean, but not for nothing. You forgot the most important part. Yeah, the whole reason some of you guys we always volunteered, some of us always volunteered to be combat lifesavers. The most important part.
Dude, you get smelling salts, baby.
No, you get too fucking drunk, you feel like shit, you get hooked up with that IV, and my God, you feel better.
Oh,
just get those IV bags. You're like,
one of my roommates was a fucking medic, so before we got drunk, we would do the quote-unquote Ranger fucking pregame, and he would set us up with our fucking IV, and then we put that second skin over the top of it, and we're like, yeah, then we would drink all night, and they'd be like, fuck, dude, it's Tuesday, it's 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, I'm hammered fucking drunk, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Alright, click into the IV, and then you sit there, and everybody's sitting there playing Grand Theft Auto. Only one of the controllers works, but there's 4 of us holding controllers. Right? It doesn't fucking matter. We're so fucking drunk. Everybody's getting their IV. You wake up in the morning like, I gotta do PT, and then you hit those smelling salts, and like, let's fucking do this, man.
Do it. That's why I was a combat life taker there, a combat lifesaver, and I got damn good at those IVs. Like, when it was time, like, what's funny is, nurses, you go to nursing school, and, like, wife went through nursing school to become a nurse, right? So you figure, yeah, they get out of school, they're able to... No, because of liability, they don't allow them to ever practice or do the whole, like, IV thing. So when the nurses graduate, they have no fucking idea how to do an IV. Right?
Fuck
so
that,
I
dude.
taught
45 degree into the vein, flash, pull down, insert catheter,
Perfect.
pull out, fucking do it, cap it off, slide the tube up, second skin it, done.
We also used to tap for the bubbles on the old shit too, but
yeah, old shit you have tap for bubbles, but I mean we haven't done that since the 80s.
So, well, they still had some of it, some of the active duty. They still had it in Fort Hood too.
Welcome to the military, but yeah,
it was in the. It was also they had it in the 90s still some shit until we got the new shit at Fort Hood. Yeah, we had the fucking you got to tap to make sure the bubbles get out. But the thing is, so I was a test dummy for a nursing class because they couldn't do it. I was like, well, fuck liability. I'm fucking used to get lit up all the time. And I actually taught them how to do it properly. And then by the time they got out of nursing school, they could all just do an IV.
See, and I know Cecil knows how to do an IV because he did IT in a hospital, and he probably drank more than all of us because if you work in a hospital around all that fucking shit...
I used to too.
Nope. I actually do not know how to do an IV. I can set a bone.
Dude, it's real fucking easy.
I can suture.
Take your arm...
No, I'm saying I can set a bone. I can suture your skin. I can go in and dig out a foreign object. I know proper wound care. I can.
Yep.
I can
Sucking
actually.
wounds.
So I can. I even know how to take care of an eye if you get like foreign object in your eye or you get a laceration on your eye. However, I have never, to this date, put an IV. I can tourniquet. Not a tourniquet.
Well, okay, tourniquet, but what do you... Okay, so, most important part, once you put on a tourniquet, what do you do to the patient?
And smack him around.
No, you put a fucking permanent marker on the goddamn forehead and you tell you the fucking time that you put that fucking tourniquet on.
Oh, no, I don't do it to the forehead. I do it right above the tourniquet on the arm.
No, fuck that, because those motherfuckers grab their goddamn arms and wipe that fucking permanent marker off. You put that permanent marker on their goddamn forehead where they don't really wipe it
That's
off.
combat
And it's
medic.
easy to see.
Anytime I've ever had to tourniquet anybody, they've been out cold.
Yeah, okay. But
So
check
sure.
it out, it's really fucking easy. Oh boy's arm is here. You come in at a 45-degree angle. You hit the flash. When you do the flash, you bend down. You do that. You retract the needle. You push the catheter up. You retract everything back out. There's a little plastic piece. You push it up that way, and then you put the second skin over the top. Even if they bleed a little bit from there, you're still fucking good to go because you put the second skin. And if they bleed a little bit, they fucking bleed a little bit. Who cares, dude?
But here,
Little
you know what's
blood
actually
ain't gonna
cool?
hurt you.
what's the thing
Towards
you gotta
the end,
watch
I was
out
in a
for, though,
medical
when you're
unit.
doing those?
If they say ow, you smack them.
No. So there's a very, very specific nerve that runs right next to most of your major blood vessels. Do you know what this nerve does?
The military doesn't care if you rupture, fuck it.
No. Dee, do you know what this nerve does?
That's the same nerve that goes through that. I believe that's the one that controls your hand, right?
Well, it's along the same channel, but it's a very specific nerve that runs right next to your blood vessels that tells your body if you have low blood pressure. It's a sensor. You tweak that nerve on some people, not everybody, but if you tweak that nerve on some people, it'll actually tell their brain they have low blood pressure. Do you know what the body does when that nerve tweaks and it says you have low blood pressure? It makes you knock right out. It says get horizontal.
That's right.
From a vasovagal response.
You'll be alright though. You can pass out while I'm putting in your IV. We'll just blame it on the alcohol.
Accurate. Except passing out from it sucks horribly because you wake up and you start vomiting everywhere. Granted, you can still blame that on the alcohol.
I've had a lot of IVs and I've yet to have that happen, thankfully. So
no, and that's one of the cool
at least
parts.
The fucking stupid people that have been sticking me at, they've done it right.
Well, that's one of the cool parts is not everybody has a vasovagal response, but it's something you got to watch out for because all of a sudden you stick an IV in somebody, they stand up to walk away. They're like, "Hey, thanks." They go straight down and break a nose or crack their skull on something, or, the worst possible thing.
No, we learned about that, and it was just like, yeah, check your buddy, man. He's got to wait there for 35, 36 seconds or something. They had a weird calculation of it, but it was like, I'm not calculating that many fucking seconds. I'm going to stick this motherfucker, and then I'm going to fart in his face, and if he passes out, he passes out. Meh. It was it the fart? Was it the fucking stick? Who knows?
That's actually, it passes by, I thought, down through the neck, down through the back, not through the arms.
No, it actually passes by most of your major blood vessels.
Yeah, you can do it. Like, I've watched people, they got stuck with an IV pass out. I have seen that. And not because they were terrified of needles. These dudes were fucking decked out in tattoos.
But, before I left the medical unit, I don't remember anymore, but I used to be able to do a tracheotomy and a chest tube.
Oh,
yeah,
we had a surgeon.
That,
we had a surgeon
rib,
on staff,
right below the fucking third rib. You want to do it from there? There's all kinds of bullshit that you can do. But let's go to something more fun, because wow, we got into a really weird. Dee's had that 1,000-yard stare since fucking Cecil reminded him of some purple fucking shot thingies, and it's just
nothing to see here. Ooh. Nothing to see. No, the purple nothing. It doesn't exist.
Yep, purple nothing. Don't
your
worry
brain
about that.
Invents the color purple.
Nothing to see here.
Hey, Damok, you can't see purple anyways. Fuck off.
Yeah, true story, dude. I'm not even sure if I'm wearing a blue or purple shirt, so I don't give a fuck. People compliment my fucking colored tattoo, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, really? You can see all those colors?
He's like,
it's like
this
3
bitch has
to
colors. He's like, they colored this bitch?
I don't even know, man, but I'm glad that you like it, ho. Because, yeah.
One question, everybody. What? Did they color it right?
Everybody seems to think so I am rolling fucking with it like, yeah, you like that? I designed that bitch. I did not fucking design that bitch. Not at all.
Oh, man. Well, there's another game coming out, I think in 11 days, and it is a horrid weakness of mine.
Is it actually in 11 days?
Yeah, it's 11 days it comes out.
And it's actually $40 full price?
Yeah, it's $40 full price.
Not gonna fucking happen, bro.
I know. No, I know I'm going in this adventure alone. I know I am.
I've already pre-ordered it because
Me too.
I'm not gonna let you go alone, man.
I did. I did. As soon as I saw that it was actually like coming out in 11 days, I'm like, I'm getting this. I don't care if I'm the only person playing this. I don't care if I'm the only person enjoying this. I'm going to play this because I have a...
Which game is this?
Oh, I got it.
It's Aliens...
I'm going to play with you because it's 3-player co-op. There's no storyline,
yep,
which is what everybody bitched about. So, well, no, there is a quote-unquote storyline in there, but it's 3-player co-op, so you're going to need one battle buddy to go through it, and I'm here, man. I've seen that trauma. Let's do this.
So it's Aliens Fireteam Elite. You play as colonial marines against waves of the horde of xenomorphs. And, dude, you should know me by now. I have such a freaking, weakness for xenomorph games. Ever since I played Aliens vs. Predator by Red Rebellion back in, 2000 or 99 or whatever it was.
You know, it's ironic. One of the few really good games on the Atari Jaguar was Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah. I actually got a bootleg of that. Well, I say bootleg, a ROM of that I actually got a chance to just play a little bit of. And to be perfectly honest, that played just like Die Hard Trilogy for the PlayStation. Had a very similar feel to playing like that. But yeah. Oh, man, dude.
But I know you've been a big fan of Aliens even since, Alien vs. Predator, the comic books, the movies.
Oh, the books, dude. Back in 90... No, 90. I think it might have been 93. When I was over in England, I picked up, it was Aliens vs. Predator Prey, and then John Caron was with me, and he picked up Predator Concrete Jungle. And we literally, both read each book, and we passed it off to the next person, here, you gotta read this, you gotta read this. Aliens vs. Predator Prey was, I think it was Steve Perry. It was either Steve or Stephanie Perry. And, hands down, just loved that book. Absolutely loved it. The movie, if that got lost in a fire, I wouldn't care. The book, pretty damn good book. But yeah, Aliens vs. Predator for Red Rebellion when it came out, very lacking on story. The story was like a first person shooter, and there was a story that you followed. If you played as and you could play as all three. You could play as the Colonial Marine, you could play as the Alien, and you could play as the Predator. The Colonial Marine, like, they nailed the spookiness in that freaking game because you had to launch flares to light up the environment around you. And man, you launch that flare and you see that Xenomorph coming at you full bore, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it got you. So yeah, I'm super excited. But again, I have a stupid weakness for frigging Xenomorph games. I bought the collector's edition. I pre-ordered the collector's edition of Colonial Marines. And yes, that game sucked.
I wonder
horribly.
if they got the idea. The Xenomorphs, or like the alien where it has a little head come out of its mouth too. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they got that idea from the moray eel.
They could have. Well, it was H.R. Geiger. Geiger is the guy who put it all together, so he may have.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a big fan of his artwork.
Yeah, he may. But
I mean, the moray eel is the one that has it has a second set of jaws underneath that comes out of its throat too. Yep. Not quite as extended, obviously, as the alien, but to a lesser degree, it has that little inner mouth that comes out.
Maybe I won't. I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's like every time you're like, wow, how did somebody come? This is so freaky. You look at the ocean, and go, yep, that's yeah.
Yep. They took a dive and they
Those
saw this thing.
motherfuckers down there.
Yeah.
Now, Cecil, which version did you pre-order?
I bought the expensive one.
So I also today purchased the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to play with you. And it was like $70, $80,
$69.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
hang your head in shame.
It says.
But enjoy it.
It says I get season 1, 2, 3, and 4 because I'm trying to pull it up on Steam now. I season 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
I get the heirloom standoff shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
I get 10 armor skins, 2 per class. I get the classic ballistic and headset helmets. I get the vintage Salasco cap and head. I get 4 weapon colors. I get the caution stripe and weapon decals. I look into my eye and sloppy salute emotes, which, oh boy. And then the pack of random challenge cards, which kind of gambling, but they also have the pre-order bonus that has some things, but the text is so tiny I never looked it up. So Cecil said he was into it. I bought it earlier today.
Nice.
I want to point out.
Dude, let's play some goddamn games.
I want to point out that I said multiple times, I expect this game to be bad. I don't care. I have a weakness for Xenomorph games. They could literally take a piece of dog turd, shape it like a Xenomorph, stick it in a box, and say it's a collector's edition of something, and I will probably buy it. I'm that guy.
I'm just saying, I'm playing Back 4 Blood, and if the new Aliens game is half as good as back, or half as glitchy, just take all the glitches I've had, where, fuck, man, Back 4 Blood has so many goddamn glitches, it's ridiculous. If
What did they challenge Bethesda?
Dude,
to a duel?
Dude, Back 4 Blood really
they didn't do Bethesda.
Yeah, Back 4 Blood is
They
riddled.
challenged fucking CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, dude.
Dang.
Like, okay, here's, like, I didn't really see too many glitches when I was playing from my Steam Link in the front room, which I thought was kind of odd, because usually if I'm going to see anything, it's going to be with that Steam when I'm playing on that Steam Link. Only thing I saw, like the weirdest thing I saw was I jumped into a match, we literally went through an entire board, and there was not a single zombie to kill. And I was like, well, that's kind of odd. But I honestly don't know when I joined in, if I joined in all the way at the end and everybody just walked back to the beginning to buy stuff or not. I don't know. And then the weirdest thing that happened after that is that when we switched over to the next like scenario, everybody was gone and it was just me and bots. So I don't know whether they were like going backwards and farming or what, but I was left alone. Then I jumped back here onto my computer figuring, all right, well, let me try another computer. Let me see what it looks like when I have a better frame rate. Because the Steam Link, I can only get, I think, 60 frames per second maximum out there. So I'm like, all right, let me jump back here on my 144 hertz monitor, and I'll see what it looks like on here. I fire it up. I start playing. Literally, I physically couldn't click on the different spots of the screen to like you click on a spot to say buy this upgrade. I couldn't put my mouse cursor. Like I put my mouse cursor over and click, and I couldn't click it. I had to go over to my controller, connect my controller, and then use the analog stick to shift the focus, and then select something to do. Like, wow, that's a pain right in the ass. But I agree with you. I mean,
fuck your mouse.
So the game's being made by Cold Iron Studios, and their publisher is, who is this? Focus Home Interactive. And they have come out with, let's see what games that they have come out with. Greedfall, which is actually pretty cool. Vampire, Surge 2, Surge. All games that they publish, sorry, not games that they've
So not
developed.
bad games.
Yeah, not bad games. Hired Gun, Plague Tale Requiem. Oh, they got another Plague Tale coming out. Nice. SnowRunner. Hood that
So at least the studio that's doing this one has not done terrible.
yeah, that Robin Hood game, the Hood game. Oh, hey, Shipbreaker. Remember I pointed that over towards you, Damok. Where you're out in the middle of the space and you're tearing apart ships and
Yeah, and then you fucking offered me this lawnmower service, and I bought Shipbreaker, but I didn't buy lawnmower services. God damn it, I held back on my impulse control. Shipbreaker actually looks really fun, and I bought it so that I could play it, and I was like, okay, and then everybody says, it needs some work, and I was like, alright, it's one of those, you know what I think I'm going to do? I honestly think that I'm going to start the G.N.A. podcast from episode 1, and I'm going to play Shipbreaker. Because it's not a game that you have to pay close attention to. It's not a game that you really need to do a lot of thinking for. You just have to get the default out of the way and understand how a ship breaks apart. But you can listen to a podcast and or audiobook and then just play the game and enjoy it, from all of the people that I've watched play it so far, at least.
so
I just thought of something fun and heinous. The way that Damok has like no control, I want to sit there, get drunk as fuck with Damok, and get him to do drunken Amazon buying and see what shows up when we sober
dude.
up.
No, that's a bad idea. I've done that.
Yep.
That's a fantastic idea.
Don't drink in Prime.
No. I'm not drinking and priming. I'm drinking and getting everybody else to prime.
Yeah. So I just looked up Cold Iron Studios, at least on Steam, and the only game that they have in their catalog is Aliens Fireteam Elite. So that could go one of two ways, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Either they could be using this as going to be their breakout game, the first one. They put all their development into it. And they're really going to they're going to put everything into this, make this as awesome as they possibly can. Or this is a no-name studio who we've never heard of. They got the license and we're about to play a steaming pile of turd. Either way, it's Xenomorphs.
Hey, I paid $70 for the steaming pile of turd. Let's play this till the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got at least 4 seasons coming, so I'm
For cross licensing, you know what would almost be like a fun thing to do?
Lobo
You say 4
with
seasons
aliens.
until they go bankrupt.
No, say you get like exploration, you get different games, different genre. You get exploration games like No Man's Sky, right? Get an update or a patch. Go to the wrong planet or the wrong area, cave, fucking Xenomorphs.
They have something like Xenomorphs in No Man's Sky.
Never came across them.
They look kind of like a cross between Xenomorphs and those things from Pitch Black. Remember the things that Riddick fought?
Yeah, there was like those pterodactyl things with no
They
eyes.
look like a cross between Xenomorphs and those. That's what they look like.
Haven't come across those. I haven't played No Man's Sky that much. I haven't done it in a while, but I haven't come across those yet.
Yeah, there are these eggs that you find on a planet, and if you shoot the egg, this thing rolls out of them. But as soon as this thing rolls out of them, they pop up and try to kill you. It's kind of fun. Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff in No Man's Sky. Like they've got the Mass Effect ship in No Man's Sky now. Like you can go find it.
Really?
Yeah, dude, the Normandy.
Nice.
Dude, they've...
I feel like I should be cracking in a No Man's Sky again.
I gotta admit, that's Hello Games really took that and really turned it around. I can't say enough good things about it, but...
I got to hand it to them. I mean, a lot of it was just a bad PR that they didn't bother to control that got out of hand, so it wasn't entirely all their fault, but some of it was. But they really did. They sit there and said, well, yeah, we messed up, or at least we're holding responsibility, and they turned that game around to be a fantastically fun game.
Yeah. Well, on that note, where can people find you at, D?
Well, people can find me on my website, microbrewgamerz.com. You can find me on Twitter, occasionally Twitch, Discord, Facebook, Instagram. Usually I'm on GNAPodcast Discord 99% of the time that I'm on Discord, so.
All right.
And plotting pranks.
What about you, Damok? Where can people find you at now?
I exclusively troll the G.N.A Discord, although you might find me betraying G.N.A a little bit, and you can find me in Thoughts and Shots Discord as well, but that's about it.
All right, well, we like Thoughts and Shots, so there's no shame there. No shame in there.
He saw Thoughts and he turned into a whore.
I was going to say, and I wish we had Blue here because I could rag on him, but alas, Blue has left us high and dry again. That's all right. We still love Blue. I'm Cecil Xavier, your host. You can find me on Cecil vs. Games on Twitter, Cecil Xavier everywhere else, sometimes with underscore, sometimes not. Steam, PlayStation, Facebook, Ustream, Twitch, Jesus, everywhere. If I'm not someplace, let me know. I'll upload. I'll go there too. I'm probably already there. I'm on Discords. I'm on Thoughts and Shots. I'm on Battle Sloss. I'm in God's Nerd Zone. I'm in the Grindhouse with Wolf. I'm in the Dungeon Alchemist Discord, which, God, I should never have joined that. I spend too much time trolling there.
No, that's a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, I spent too much time trolling that area. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Remember, reviews help people find the show. So if you enjoy listening to us, let other people know. You can find us on Google Play Music, iTunes, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Player FM, Spreaker, MyTuner, Your Listen, Spotify, iHeartRadio, which is #1 for podcasts. If we're not someplace, let us know. We'll upload there. We're at episode, I don't even know what episode we're on anymore, 280 something? So you got a whole backlog. We're hoping to also bring out some more of the G.N.A Misadventure League. Gravemind has been doing a weekly game, been recording his adventures there, so hopefully I'll be able to take some time, edit that out, and give some more G.N.A Misadventure League. But yeah. Don't forget to check out also our merch store. Just Google G.N.A Gutter Shots, and you should find our Teespring out there. We've got all sorts of different lines. We've got the Blue Shark line, the Vintage line, Damok. We've got some private stash stuff up there of stuff I had designed out and made for all the hosts. But yeah, check it all out. Pick something up. Support the podcast. Hopefully this year we'll actually turn around and be in the black. I doubt it. We actually had one other person on the show. Hey, little dude, where can we find you at?
I don't want to
Do it!
No, I don't want
Do it!
You do it, Jeff. You do it every day.
Dragon Fairy trolls a Discord, but she wants me silent. Neener, wiener.
Also, Dragon Fairy is me.
That's right, .com or GNAPodcast.com.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much
She
for
didn't want
joining
to fucking talk, man. Thank you for having me, but she was all like, I want to do it. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't.
Hey, I'm gonna be eventually I'm gonna join in at some point, maybe in the future. And I'm gonna be that person that just goes, her, every time you guys are meets.
Yeah, you got like, what, how many more years before you're 18? Yeah, we'll go from there.
Next time. Well, gentlemen, you have a great night.
You too, man.